All right, in this lesson right here, what we're going to do is take a real quick look at jump pads because they can work into a situation where they play a very important role in the flow of the bot's navigational system. Would you agree?
Right, it's just another navigation point that gets built into the general navigation network.
Now, of course, it's cool for us to use jump pads, but I mean, bots, they need to be using
it'll be cool
too,
here
right?
too. We'll get the bot back to his original network where he can go and run down the ramp again.
Exactly. I mean, the way we've got it right now, he's able to come running through the door, pick up the shield, and then he's got a little bit of a problem. He can't take this path right here because it's set as prescribed, but he can come over here and take either of these two, and the moment he does, he's caught down here and never land. There's no way for him to get back up because we don't have anything creating a path that leads back up to this upper level. So, Logan, how about let's put a jump pad maybe somewhere down over here, and let's jump us back up into this area right here.
Sounds good.
Cool.
So let me move the camera down a little bit. Also, I'm going to go to the actor class browser and actually grab the jump pad actor itself. So let's go and grab jump pad, UT jump pad, and I'll add it somewhere on the floor and tweak it. So I'll add the jump pad into place.
And let me do one other thing too. Let's go ahead and just grab this guy right here, and let's come over here and hide him out. There we go. Just make it a little bit easier to see things that are going on.
Sounds good. So I'll grab that guy and let me see, maybe move it back from the edge just a little bit. So back out.
Now let's talk about these jump pads real quick. Obviously they have a starting point, but they also need a destination as well, right?
Right. Just the way a jump pad works is you give it some other point, generally a path node, and it auto-calculates a trajectory to that path node.
And then we can adjust that trajectory as well, correct?
Yes, we can also go back and adjust that. Generally, the automatic one calculates a nice arc, but of course you can go in and make the arc higher or flatter if you really want to.
Right.
So I've got the jump pad in place. We'll leave that as is for now. Now I want to go up somewhere where we want him to jump back to, maybe on this ledge here. Add a path node on it, something like that. And go back in, go to Object, and get the path node's name so that once we go down to the jump pad itself, we can go to its navigation point, force paths, and set one of those to path node, was it 30? We'll see soon. Let me rebuild the network. Give it a second to calculate everything. And now we've got it set up so that with the force path in place, we've got the arc calculated. So let's see, with that in place now, again, here's the first example of a purple path where he's going to be using that, hitting that to jump across.
And if we felt that maybe that's just a little bit too much of an arc, we could...
The points was too close. Yes, we could go under jump pad, under jump Z modifier, maybe take that to 0.7 and rebuild to see how that's working. So much flatter trajectory.
Okay.
Something like that. So we can go ahead and jump in game real quick. Actually, one more thing, just because it might be helpful to be able to find this as a player. Let me go to the advanced properties and set be hidden to false. Of course, in the end, you would add the static mesh and particle effect and everything. Just this real quick so we can see where it is.
Just so we can see the icon in the game. All right, well, now you should have a way to get back up there.
Play.
Ghost out. And there's the bot. And view player. Goes to the door, grabs the shield. Always wants to run back down the path. We need to finish up that network so he goes for the damage, has a reason to keep jumping over the edge. So now he'll...
They ran to that point over there, which that might be a good place to prescribe that one. So we could cut that one, and there's no reason to
we could cut that one, because there's no reason to go from here back to it.
Yeah.
So we jump down, and... jump pad, back up.
So excellent. So now he can run back and forth and all around.
And then if, of course, it's a normal jump pad. As a matter of fact, that's the exact same setup, if you've ever worked with a jump pad before, as you would do just for yourself. You have to have that one force path just so that it calculates the trajectory and makes you jump correctly. So basically, just by having a properly set up jump pad, you automatically get the bot navigation with that, because it uses a navigation style setup just to calculate the trajectory.
Excellent. Okay, so... let's see, anything else? Let's go ahead and prescribe the one just as a quick review from the last lesson so he doesn't run out to that edge there.
And let's see, yeah, not only that, there's a few we could prescribe from. Let me take this one first, just so he doesn't run out to it. Zoom in a little bit on it. And we use path node 30 as the forced one for the jump pad. So with this guy, we're going to go down to his prescribed paths and say path node 30. Now this may be one case where it's a little bit tricky to set up, as other paths might try to get to him. We're back over from the door. This also is, because now no longer a valid path. So various ways we could go about it. If we want to tweak for just a minute, we could always go open up the door down under its navigation point. Same thing. Path node 30. Rebuild. And that should there's definitely less incentive to go over to that point now.
Right. So we could, I guess.
Well, see, it's possible to tweak that. That's that inventory spot that would have to get to, and since it's an invisible actor, we'd probably have to go and say find inventory spot and load up its properties. So that's the right one now. We could go load up properties and say maybe its prescribed paths as well.
See, that's good stuff. Everybody'd like to know this.
Now if we rebuild.
Now we should have them completely blocked.
You see that was...
Oh, that's a one-way path to it. Look at that.
That's true. It is a one-way path
back
so
up.
There's no reason. There is no path, therefore it's not prescribed.
There you go.
So just having to look a little bit closer. But yeah, that is an interesting little trick. That is a point, even though it's completely hidden and spawned by this guy. It is possible to get to him. It's a little bit tricky because you can't see which one, though once you select it, the camera will snap to it, so you can tell that way.
And again, show them how you went about. How did you know which one to use?
Well, they're inventory spots, as we saw earlier when we were rebuilding. To find them, I went up to the Find Actors, or Search for Actors button, and under Filter, I can start typing IN, so inventory.
Now, here's what I'm getting at. Right now, you've only got 2 inventory spots in there. What if you had 100 or 150? Let's say it's a real big level with a lot of things. So how would you know which one? With this one being 44, I believe. I mean, I know you're going to select, and once you find it, you can snap to it. But is there a way, if we were to come back over to the properties itself of this guy, to find out exactly who we're tied into? Do you see what I'm getting at?
Not that I know of as it's spawned, because it would be possible to do it. I mean, if you want to go and work on the actor yourself a little bit, you could probably set it up so you have some option that is just gets set when it builds. I don't think it shows that, because generally prescribed paths, I don't see those used all that often in levels.
Okay.
And so it's just generally something that's not used enough to have the option available. It's possible to do, and you really could if you were into just a little bit of scripting, extend it a little bit and have it actually show up what the option or what inventory spot it was.
Right.
But for general purposes, you just have to dig around for it a little, as there's no real place that it shows which inventory spot's associated with it.
Okay.
That's just more of an automatically handled thing.
Just trying to make sure I cover every question people out there may have.
Right, but definitely good stuff to know. Be aware that this is a navigation point in of itself. So with that should basically wrap up this lesson.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, everyone.